Okay, our next speaker is Tanja Bivic Plankar. She's been very active member of the blockchain community since 2017. She has led and participated in numerous blockchain-related media campaigns and several blockchain technology projects due to 12 years of experience in television broadcasting, digital media, public speaking, and communications. Since March 2018, she is also president of Blockchain Alliance Europe, and she'll talk about blockchain use cases in business at this very moment.
Hello, everyone. Yes, we will talk about blockchain use cases for business, or as I love to tell, that we will talk about how to put wine into digital wallet. A little bit more interesting, yeah, than blockchain for business solutions. So let's just go for the next slide. Mostly my images are AI generated because, you know, AI is a big thing. This is the next hype right now. And yes, this is how the AI sees the wine in a digital wallet. So let's see how actually blockchain solutions are being implemented. Because I don't know, I've been around for quite a while and I witnessed a lot of hype cycles. One was the Bitcoin, one was then all the other tokenization, then was the NFTs, metaverse, now we are in the AI hype cycle, and the next one will probably be quantum computing. There is a very nice author, he's Jeffrey A. Moore, and he wrote a book, Crossing a Chasm. He was a consultant to many big companies, Microsoft included, and he has a system. He actually presented a system how these new ideas are adopted. And it is very early. There are always enthusiasts, techies that love to see something new in their field, and they are the first and early adopters, technology and visionaries. And then, after that, when we hit that slope a little bit, there is a chasm. And then comes marginalization, ridicule, criticism, and after all, acceptance. I don't know how around have you been since the Bitcoin times, but you know, we heard that Bitcoin is going away in a few years. We heard that Bitcoin is just another big scam, that it really means nothing, but what is really happening, Bitcoin is in its own cycle. And it's not a cycle that goes like this or like this, it's actually spiral. And those cycles repeat itself. What I also love to show is a Gartner hype cycle, the maturity of blockchain technology. And we can see different technologies. Where in the hype cycle are they? We can see that the metaverse, that was one of the big topics of last year, is actually really starting. What happened with the metaverse? You know, Meta and Mark Zuckerberg made this famous video when they told us practically that we will be living in our virtual realities and that this is something that is going to happen in your homes in a matter of years. Well, according to this is not happening as fast. And yes, there will be probably some use case for the metaverse, and it will be part of our lives, like social media is right now, but we will see how this part of technology will develop. On the other hand, we have cryptocurrencies, and my predecessor talked a lot about Bitcoin. This is something that is actually on the verge of adoption, the plateau of productivity, they call it. We can also see the blockchain wallets are there, with all the co-pilots that we heard yesterday and AI that will help people use the wallets, because let's be honest, sometimes user experience is still a bit complicated, especially, you know, in the Europe where the population is older and the digital literacy is not as high, the famous DSC index and so on. So we can also see NFTs. We are not quite there yet, you know, we had a big boom and now things are clarifying a little bit. I won't talk about all those use cases. I just picked some that are really possible to implement right now, whether you are a big company or you are a small company. Just a big reminder when to use blockchain technology, you know. A while ago we spoke about it, that blockchain technology should be used in almost everything. No, come on, guys, no. We use it when we need trust, decentralized structure, when we have to enhance security and privacy, and when we have to reduce the costs. That one, the last one, can be debatable, okay? But this is when you use blockchain technology, and usually it is used in a small part of certain product, or or also can be a bigger part, but it is something that is combined with other technologies. It is not a magic wand. For sure not. Okay, let's talk a little bit about payments. Those are those cryptocurrencies that were at the verge of mass adoption. So, you know, we have over 420 million crypto owners worldwide. That is not a lot, let's be honest. But they do exist, and this is a market that is expanding. And one of the top countries are India, USA, and Vietnam. Okay? And there are 85% of US merchants who are enabling crypto payments as a high priority because it is an emerging market. Yes, you can trade them, you can hold them, of course, but it is also a possibility to spend them. I spoke at a certain conference in 2018. It was a Dutch conference. And I said, okay, there is a possibility to spend your bitcoins. And the people did not understand what I meant by that. You can pay with bitcoin. And it's still, they just saw it as an investment and something very volatile that they could make money off. But it actually, you know, it is peer-to-peer payment system in the originality. So, yes, there is a point to enable crypto payments. And yes, they said the merchants who accepted crypto payments said that they saw an increase of the return of investment by not 300%, but by 32%. And 40% of new customers. Well, that is something, why not enable them? Those are the crypto payments providers, some of them, the bigger ones, the ones that are making some impact in the market. And yes, they do have actually an ecosystem. There are merchants that are accepting crypto. Again, those are the bigger ones. We have also the smaller ones. A lot of small shops are deciding to, of course, accept crypto payments. Is there something that is used a lot right now? If we look at a particular shop, no, but combined, yes. And this is an emerging market. Okay, and then we have some, let's say, states and cities that decided to be more crypto-friendly. El Salvador, they made Bitcoin a legal tender. And I don't know if you heard about it, but there were a lot of issues with it. Why? Because there was not an infrastructure in place to have crypto payments. But now they are solving it, and it actually, let's say, works. We'll see. It's an interesting experiment to see how Bitcoin actually works as a legal tender. And then there is Lugano. It's a city in Switzerland when it is a really crypto-friendly city where they have Bitcoin conferences and everything, and you can pay and survive on cryptos. By the way, an interesting fact, in Slovenia you could survive on crypto, so buy groceries, go to hairdresser, pay the taxi, since 2018. What are the challenges? The challenges are that still you have to be compliant with different jurisdictions. And some sort of unified framework would be in order. But, you know, to do something like that, we saw what happened with Mika in Europe. Not the best, but maybe a step in the right direction for some, not a step in the right direction, but let's say a step towards some framework. And yes, there is an issue with volatility, not so much for the merchants that usually they get paid in fiat, not in cryptos, but for those who hold them. And those who hold cryptos or pay with cryptos have to have some knowledge about it. And they have to know how to use the wallets, not to lose private keys, and so on. Okay, the other thing is the centralized identity. The centralized identity is also one of the use cases of the European Blockchain Partnership and the European Blockchain Network. And the centralized identity, digital identity, is something that has been worked on for a while. Let's see, maybe the blockchain is the solution right now that the centralized identity could work. What do we need? We need the basis for the centralized identity. That is actually a wallet. And then we need a verifier and the issuer of the verifiable credentials. And we will go to the verifiable credentials a little bit later. And what do you also need? You need a framework, a trust framework, for all those information to to circulate, let's say, through that framework. That is it. So the digital identity is a wallet. Okay, what can be a verifiable credential? I hate that word. But really, a verifiable credential could be anything that somebody issued, whatever document. It could be a national ID, it could be an e-bank, it could be a driving license, health card, diploma, also micro-credentials. We will see that a little bit later. It could be anything that somebody issues. So this is a little bit of the pet project of mine. I'm also a sommelier. And for sommeliers, actually, we only have lapel pins, you know, that you wear it on your jacket, and we have these big diplomas. And then you get some, maybe, some discounts, and you have to introduce yourself as a sommelier. And you can see, I have 3 of those lapel pins. All of my friends usually wear them, and they're also sommeliers. So, is that good? Probably not. We did a credential, a micro-credential, a verified credential, and in order that you could present yourself as a sommelier. Okay, when you have a discount, this is not something that is really that important. But when you work in a certain restaurant, and when you have to choose between different sommeliers and everything that they did in their lifetime, it is very important if somebody just made their diploma, or is somebody that is going, talking to the industry, that was on different festivals, that went to master classes, that is somebody that is really active. And this is something that could help. Why? Because the industry has issues. Why? Because all the sommeliers are usually men that are over 50. So this is something that could bring a little bit of equality into the system. Okay, then yes, we did something very similar also in the gene sector. So yes, blockchain technology could be fun a little bit. As digital credentials were the prizes that they got. Because right now, you can write anything on your bottle that I don't know which prize you got. Because there is no means of checking that. But what we did, we issued that as a verifiable credential. And then there is, of course, a possibility to also have business credentials as your verifiable credentials, some sort of verified LinkedIn. And there is also possibility to have your mobile driver's license as a credential. And many, many, many more. Okay, let's talk now about the NFTs, the hype cycle of the previous years. Have you heard of CryptoKitties? Yes? Does anybody own CryptoKitty? You have. Oh, okay, I'm jealous. Okay, CryptoKitties were a boom, I think 2018, something like that. They came on Ethereum and they crashed the Ethereum network for days because you could buy and breed and I don't know what else you could do with those CryptoKitties. And this was the first NFT because each kitty was represented by a certain token that could not be exchanged by any other token. And then this use case was merely forgotten until, yeah, the new guys came into the show. Then we heard about apes, we heard about giraffes, we heard about many animals and pictures. But what is happening lately is that the big players are entering the scene. This is just one example. Nike acquisitioned Artifact. Those were the artists and the developers behind this company, and they actually acquisitioned them, and they are bringing crypto kicks to the metaverse, and they are also as NFT. And what is really cool, you could see your crypto sneakers, Nikes, in the augmented reality. Does this make sense? Yes, it makes sense that you are a progressive company. It makes sense that you are tackling into a certain community that you could not reach before. And you could also, you could take that talent and that creativity from your community and build it into your business model. This is also something that Adidas made. They did not acquisition a company, but what they do, they actually work with every little creator that is doing something in the Adidas space. And, in previous times, what would happen, they would get a call from a lawyer that they should not use their sign. They completely shifted their mind and their mindset, and they are engaging the community that is actually a big fan of their products in some other realm than just the physical items that they have. And yes, is this a big thing right now? It is getting bigger and bigger. They're seeing it as an emerging market that is worth to be a part of. And then we have something that is called phygital. We have CryptoPunks, the apes, the punks, the giraffes, and so on. Those are those little pretty pictures that were all over the place a few years ago. And Yuga Labs actually, they partnered with Tiffany, and they did a CryptoPunk as a wearable. And again, they are combining two worlds, and they are somehow engaging those. Those NFTs are pretty pricey. So if you want to have an audience that will buy those NFTs, Tiffany is a really, really wise choice. And to go and to engage other communities with your NFTs, that really makes sense. It also makes sense because NFTs are not something really, really complicated to do. Okay, metaverse. That is the one that is really going up to the slope. And yeah, metaverse. Do you remember this one? This is Second Life in 2003. I remember that hype also, because I was working in media and there was an idea to do an entire show into Second Life. And that was like, okay, what's the point? But it actually makes sense, and what happened there, you could buy variables, you could be a part of it, you could have t-shirts, there were parties, there were also companies that invested a lot of their money to be presented there. And yes, it is something that evolved in time, that has a little bit better user experience, that has that 3D experience that Second Life actually didn't have. And the metaverse emerged. But I see a lot of questions there, rather the answers. The first thing, how do we define a metaverse? Is a metaverse every game that has that user experience that you could be in 3D? Or it has to be decentralized in that it enables payments, NFTs, and so on. So what are the models that are really working there? Because you see, Roblox is considered as a metaverse, and there was a Gucci bag that was sold for digital Gucci bag that does not exist in physical place, and you could only use it in Roblox for a ridiculous amount of money. So there are people that are very interested in that. And it will happen. And there were also very good play-to-earn models, like Steppen, where you could run, and with running you would buy sneakers, of course digital sneakers, metaverse sneakers, and then you could earn money. But after the big hype, they didn't actually. Now they're on a slope, and it will be interesting what will happen to that in 2 years. But maybe something to think about. And of course, the creation of digital twins. There are cities that are using digital twins to see how the infrastructure will develop, to see how the city itself will develop. There are a lot of thoughts about the possibility to also commercialize digital twins. Digital twins are very useful for preserving the national heritage. We have a very good project about that in Slovenia. So there are use cases, but it is still early. So with this, I conclude my presentation. Okay, yeah, numerous blanks are testing the metaverse concept. And thank you. I don't know if we have time for anything else. We do? Okay.
Sorry, yeah. You mentioned that you don't like the verifiable ID. I know that the whole Europe is now switching to Italy, to speed, to all these digital identities. What is the issue there? What is the complexity?
No. Let me just say, I don't like the term verifiable credential because usually for people it is very hard for them to understand what it actually is. Especially when you're trying to translate to other languages like Serbian or Slovenian or whatever, we have issues and people don't understand. If you refer to it as a digital document, it is much easier. So it is not an issue with the digital verifiable ID, but with terminology. This is also something that is very keen to my heart because I am a communicator. We have a lot of issues on this side because it is an emerging technology and we have to agree how we will call something like that. I know I was on one conference a while ago and people were, okay, what are you? Are you a Bitcoin or you're a blockchain technology or you're a distributed ledger technology? What is the difference? And actually, you know, it was that time when everybody was talking about it and trying to find the right term. So just the terminology, not the product itself. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.